Have you guys ever wondered what would happen if all the horny people suddenly disappeared from Earth? Yeah, me neither. Because bro, half the boys on this planet would immediately start uninstalling life itself. Humanity would collapse in 3 business days. So today's anime takes place in a future version of Japan where the government basically said, no more bank, no more SUS thoughts, go study physics or something. In this world, anything even remotely dirty is banned. You can't talk about spicy stuff, think about spicy stuff, or probably even breathe too romantically. And to control everyone, the government literally makes people wear monitoring collars around their necks. Yup, Big Brother is watching your browser history. The collars track everything, meaning the government always knows who's being naughty and who's acting innocent in public while secretly being a demon internally. Yeah, you, don't look behind you. Anyway, the story starts with a group of boys secretly reading dirty magazines like they're trading nuclear launch codes. These dudes are hiding harder than anime pirates hiding the One Piece. But suddenly, one girl accidentally says something SUS out loud, and instantly her collar starts screaming like it detected a level 5 criminal. A few seconds later, the police pull up out of nowhere and absolutely destroy the group. Bro, they didn't even hesitate. They shocked them, arrested them, and then burned the magazines too. Burning the magazines is crazy. That's emotional damage. These boys lost their entire research material in one day. After that, we meet our main character, Tanakichi Okumer, or just Okumer, the most average anime protagonist to ever exist. He's taking the entrance exam for a new school because he wants to reunite with his childhood friend, Anna Nishikinomiya. And after passing the exam, my boy is riding this weird futuristic train looking all happy and hopeful, until chaos arrives. We then see a girl who genuinely looks built like a middle-aged salaryman staring at Okumer menacingly. And before bro can even process life, another girl suddenly accuses this random dude of touching her. But Okumer already knows the guy is innocent because the dude was literally standing there getting stared at by buffwoman.exe the whole time. So our MC decides to play hero and takes the blame himself because Anna once told him to always do the right thing. Bro really said, my childhood crush told me to be good, therefore I shall sacrifice my future. Simp levels reaching dangerous territory already. Anyway, after they get off the train, the girl suddenly reveals she was lying the entire time because she planned to scam the innocent guy for money. Yep, professional scammer unlocked. And before Okumer can even react, she blames him in front of the police and runs away. Congratulations buddy, you tried helping and instantly became the criminal. Truly an anime protagonist moment. Just when the police are about to catch him, a mysterious terrorist appears. Her name is Blue Snow, and because of one massive misunderstanding, she thinks Okumer is secretly a fellow degenerate freedom fighter. So to save him, she starts throwing pictures of girls everywhere inside the station. And the second those pictures start flying around, every boy in the station activates Ultra Instinct. The crowd instantly goes feral. Absolute chaos erupts. Men are diving across the floor like rare loot just dropped in a battle royale. During the confusion, Blue Snow tells Okumer to hurry to school and escape. So in the next scene, our traumatized boy finally reaches school while thinking, wow, my first day already involved a horny terrorist. Peak education system. Then finally, the student council president, Anna Nishikinomiya, makes her grand entrance and welcomes all the new students. And the moment Okumer sees her, bro completely short-circuits because she's insanely beautiful. My guy is staring at her like she personally invented oxygen. But while he's busy simping respectfully, something suddenly crawls out from under his desk. Yeah, under the desk. It's a weird scientist-looking girl named Fuwa Hyoka, and she immediately asks Okumer, so where do babies come from? Can you explain the process to me? Bro, what kind of introduction is that? Okumer is sitting there like, excuse me ma'am, I just got here. Then another girl with glasses suddenly appears and absolutely destroys Fuwa before she can continue speaking forbidden knowledge. Her name is Ayam Kaju, also known as Kaju, the vice president of the student council. She then tells Okumer to come with her. And finally, Okumer reunites with Anna, except there's also some giant dude sitting next to her looking like he pays taxes already. This guy is Reiki Gariki, Okumer's senior. At this point Okumer is basically thinking, bro, why does this school feel like a side quest area full of NPCs? Anyway, Anna finally gets to the main point and asks Okumer to join the student council, so peace can finally return to the school. Hearing this, Okumer agrees to join the student council, but then he asks Anna, why did you choose me though? And Anna explains that recently a mysterious terrorist named Blue Snow has been causing absolute chaos everywhere. And according to her, there's a chance this terrorist might actually be a student from their school. The problem is, Anna is way too innocent. Bro, she knows less about dirty jokes than a newborn baby. You could show her the internet and she'd probably think incognito mode is for ninjas. Because of that, she has no clue how to catch Blue Snow. After hearing her explanation, Okumer basically thinks, damn, this girl is pure. Still, he accepts the offer because he wants Anna to admire him. Classic anime logic. Bro joined an entire organization just to impress his crush. Respectfully down bad. Anna then tells him Kaju will explain the rest of the process. And in the next scene, Ayam Kaju takes Okumer to some shady abandoned restaurant that looks like villains hold weekly meetings there. Then she says, you put on quite the performance earlier. At this point, Kaju is convinced Okumer is secretly one of her people, aka a fellow degenerate warrior. And And then, boom, she reveals her true identity. Yup, Kaju herself is actually Blue Snow. The second Okumer realizes this, he immediately tries calling the police because unlike anime side characters, Bro still has survival instincts. But Kaju stops him. Then Okumer starts yelling, "Help! This girl is a terrorist." And the waiter casually replies, "Yeah bro, we know. Now what is this restaurant loudly crying face? This place got terrorist membership benefits or something?" Anyway, Okumer explains that he genuinely admires Anna and he's not like his father. But unfortunately for him, Kaju has already shown her face, which means she obviously can't let him leave now. So she takes him to her secret hideout and tells him to help create an organization that spreads dirty jokes, naughty humor, and freedom across the country. Basically Twitter if it became an anime group. But Okumer instantly refuses. Then Kaju tries everything to convince him. Meanwhile my boy is standing there fighting for his life like, "No thanks, I enjoy not being arrested." Kaju then says they're the perfect duo and together they dominate the world. After that, she shows Okumer her father's old phone, the final thing left behind by him. Turns out her dad was sentenced to 10 years in prison because he was falsely accused of harassing a girl. And according to Kaju, he was actually innocent. Before going away, he apparently told Kaju that he liked girls with huge okbro enough information skull, and Okumer immediately reacts like any normal person would. What kind of father tells his daughter that? Honestly valid question. Anyway, before getting arrested, Kaju's dad gave her the phone and told her to continue his legacy. Yeah, this family tree is built different. So now Kaju wants to change the world by bringing back freedom of dirty humor. She gives Okumer one last chance to join her, but once again, he refuses. That's when Kaju threatens to frame him instead. However, Okumer fires back saying, "If I go down, I'm exposing you too." Smart move. But Kaju then reveals her ultimate trap card. If her identity gets exposed, Anna's reputation will be destroyed because Blue Snow is secretly her best friend. And hearing that immediately shuts Okumer up. Then Kaju promises that if he helps her, she'll make Anna fall for him. But Okumer tries acting cool and says, "I only respect Anna." Bro, stop lying to yourself, loudly crying face. This man has been staring at her like she's the final boss of beauty since episode 1. Kaju already knows he likes Anna, so at this point Okumer basically has no choice left. And in the next scene, our boy suddenly wakes up inside Fuwa Hyoka's lab, which is honestly the worst possible spawn point. This time Fuwa starts talking about how baby bees are made. Yeah, bees. Bro came to school for education and somehow unlocked National Geographic DLC. Okumer immediately runs away before the conversation becomes even weirder. Then in the bathroom, we see some boys secretly talking dirty with each other, but in code language. Because remember, if they say anything too openly, the police will pull up faster than your parents when there's silence in the house. After that, Kaju takes Okumer along for their very first attack mission. And to motivate him, she suddenly throws a bunch of dirty pictures right in front of him. Now any normal anime protagonist would probably explode from nosebleeds here, but Okumer just gets embarrassed, calmly picks up all the pictures, and gives them back to Kaju. Bro is built like a responsible citizen. He even tells her to make Fuwa handle this stuff instead. But Kaju instantly replies, "Yeah, about that, she's kinda mentally broken." And Okumer is just like, "Honestly? Yeah, I noticed." Okumer then says, "Yeah, she's definitely cracked. She literally brought bees into the school." And the second Kaju hears that, she suddenly gets a terrifying idea. You know an anime plan is about to become illegal when the villain smiles for no reason. So on the weekend, the group gets ready for their next mission. And while preparing, I Am Kaju tells Okumer to wear underwear on his face as a disguise. Bro, what loudly crying face naturally, Okumer refuses immediately. Then Kaju says, "Relax, I haven't worn it yet." And Okumer instantly panics like, "That's not even what I was thinking about." Liar. That was absolutely the first thing bro thought about. Anyway, at school there's a big announcement happening in the hall about an upcoming camping event. Everything seems normal, until suddenly the lights go out. And then out of nowhere, tons of spicy pictures start raining from the ceiling. The students immediately start staring at them like cavemen discovering fire for the first time. But unlike everyone else, Anna Nishikinomiya realizes this is just a distraction. Then Kaju tells Anna that Blue Snow is outside causing trouble. And the fake Blue Snow is actually Okumer wasting everyone's time outside while the real Blue Snow carries out her actual mission inside the hall. Peak terrorist strategy honestly. Inside the auditorium, Blue Snow suddenly plays a video of bees on the giant screen. Now normally that sounds educational, but this anime is not normal. The bees start doing suspicious bee activities, and at the same time Blue Snow begins dubbing over the video with extremely questionable sound effects through the microphone. Bro turned a nature documentary into a crime. And because the students in this world have basically zero knowledge about anything dirty, their brains completely malfunction. Suddenly everybody starts feeling weird. The girls become super flustered, the boys stop functioning properly, and the entire hall turns into a human overheating simulator. Meanwhile half the audience watching this anime is is pretending they don't understand what's happening. Sure buddy, very believable. Outside the hall, Okumur starts freaking out and says, this is seriously wrong, but then he pauses and admits, so why am I enjoying this? Bro has started his villain arc skull. After this horrifying incident, Kaju praises Okumur and casually starts talking about insanely adult topics while eating food. And Okumur immediately says, do you seriously act horny even while eating? Kaju then explains that these thoughts are completely normal, and even Okumur's mind is dirty too. She reminds him about the weird cat drawing he made on the school ground earlier, but innocent little Anna thought it was just some kind of nuclear warning symbol. Bro, she is too pure for this world, loudly crying face. Kaju then teases Okumur by saying he only drew it because his hidden desires awakened after seeing Anna. And according to her, there's nothing wrong with that. She even admits that once she got so heated she had to run to the bathroom to calm herself down. Nah, this girl needs a factory reset. At this point Okumur's brain is completely fried. Then in the next scene, the school discusses the recent blue snow attack. Anna asks everyone what kind of message Blue Snow was trying to send by showing that B video, and Reiki Guriki instantly replies, whatever it meant, it was definitely dirty. Bro solved the mystery in 0.2 seconds. Then he brings up Okumur's father and says, well, his dad was a pervert too. But Kaju immediately fires back and exposes Reiki instead. She reminds everyone that Reiki was secretly following Okumur around earlier, especially during the train incident where a girl falsely accused him. And if Okumur hadn't stepped in, Reiki himself might have gotten arrested. Bro got publicly cooked in front of everybody. Even Anna tried stopping the argument, but the damage was already done. Then Okumur finally talks about his father. Apparently his dad was so unbelievably down bad that he used to point at trees and weirdly explain them to little Okumur in the most suspicious way possible. Bro was turning forest walks into cursed life lessons, loudly crying face. Because of his father's reputation, nobody wanted to talk to Okumur as a child. Everyone ignored him like he was carrying a debuff aura. But then one day, he met Anna, and unlike everyone else, she treated him normally. That single moment basically became the core memory that changed his life forever. Even though Anna doesn't remember it anymore, Okumur still admires her deeply because she was the first person who didn't treat him like garbage, and honestly, that's probably the most wholesome thing in this entire insane anime. But before the emotional moment can last, Kaju suddenly orders Okumur to help with another attack. This time he refuses again, so Kaju casually picks up the phone and threatens to call the police. And my boy instantly folds. Bro's survival instincts are stronger than his morals at this point. Then I Am Kaju gives Okumur a map leading to the location of some hidden dirty magazines. And now our boy has a new mission, find the ancient forbidden treasure. Because in this anime's version of Japan, the laws are insanely strict. You can't legally watch anything dirty. You can't illegally watch anything dirty. You can't read dirty magazines. You probably can't even eat bananas suspiciously without getting investigated. So at this point, old magazines have basically become black market artifacts. Bro is out here searching for magazines like Indiana Jones hunting lost relics. Eventually, Okumur reaches an abandoned broken house and finds the hidden stash. But instead of reading them, he just quietly collects them. Bro, at least take one look, loudly crying face. My man is treating forbidden magazines like cursed objects from a horror movie. Then in the next scene, Kaju orders Okumur to secretly spread the magazines throughout the entire school. So now this poor guy is basically running an underground delivery service for degenerates. But while doing that, he suddenly runs into Fuwa Hyoka again, which automatically means danger. And then this absolute gremlin asks him, are human and bee sizes the same? Nazgul, what kind of scientific research is this girl doing? At this point even Okumur's brain starts melting. After doing all these illegal activities, Okumur feels pretty guilty. But Kaju explains that in old Japan, people were actually free to talk about these things normally. Dirty jokes, magazines, adult topics, everything existed openly. But now, even kids aren't allowed to learn or talk about basic human stuff anymore. And honestly, she kinda has a point. Because after that, the magazines spread everywhere around the school. Naturally, Anna Nishikinomiya immediately decides action must be taken. But then she accidentally picks up one extremely suspicious picture from the floor. And because Anna is way too innocent, she thinks it's just a beautiful piece of art. The picture shows a girl playing with a mushroom. Except, that is very much not a mushroom skull. Even Reiki Guriki gets embarrassed after seeing it. That's how cursed the image was. So they immediately burn it. Meanwhile, Kaju later asks Okumur to recreate the pose from the picture as a demonstration. And Okumur instantly wants to uninstall himself from existence. Then Anna suddenly walks in and happily says, wow, you two have become really good friends. Meanwhile, Okumur is internally screaming. Anna then starts talking about how Kaju may act tough outside, but deep down she's actually very soft and caring. She even tells a story about Kaju once trying to rescue a cat, only for the cat to slap her directly in the face. And hearing this makes Kaju panic so hard she literally tries taping Anna's mouth shut before she reveals anything else embarrassing, but Reiki stops her in time. Then later, Okumur gets super embarrassed thinking about how innocent Anna truly is. But Kaju says, you've basically been brainwashed by society. society. And honestly, she's not entirely wrong. So Okumur asks if students should at least receive proper biology education. And that's when Kaju explains the bigger problem. Anna's mother, Sophia Nishikinomiya, is the wife of a powerful politician who helped create all these strict anti-dirty laws. These laws constantly monitor people's daily lives and censor everything. Meanwhile, poor Anna is just a teenager who genuinely had no idea what that cursed picture even meant. And yeah, at this point you kinda understand why these laws are messed up. Because how are kids supposed to learn anything if literally every topic is treated like a national threat? Shock education gonna hit these students like a truck one day. Then in the next scene, we finally meet Anna's mom properly. And bro, why is the MOM so fine? Loudly crying face. Anime creators really looked at the design and said, yeah, let's make the politician mom look like a final boss. Anyway, Sophia tells Anna to become even stricter at school so no dirty ideas can spread among students. Meanwhile, Kaju is already planning the next attack. Okumur wants absolutely nothing to do with it, but unfortunately he's still trapped in this madness. Then Kaju casually announces that their next mission is to measure the boys' sizes. Bro, excuse me? Okumur instantly refuses, but Kaju says, relax, we'll measure them with a ruler. Totally normal. No, it is not normal. Loudly crying face. Then in the next scene, Okumur appears dressed as Blue Snow again. And this time, he's about to teach students where babies actually come from. Basically, this man accidentally became the school's illegal biology teacher. Meanwhile, Kaju distracts Anna by telling her that Blue Snow has sent another warning letter. And while all this is happening, Okumur starts explaining reproduction to the students. The poor kids immediately start blushing because this is literally the first time anyone has ever explained basic biology to them. Meanwhile, Reiki completely messes up and grabs the wrong person thinking they're Blue Snow. Bro starts choking some random dude for no reason. Loudly crying face, and Anna immediately yells, idiot, Blue Snow is a girl. At this point, Okumur doesn't even understand why he's starting to enjoy all this chaos. Bro's morals are fighting for their life while his brain is like, wait, this is kinda fun though. But before he can think any further, Anna Nishikinomiya suddenly appears. And the second she arrives, Okumur immediately tries escaping using a rope. Classic anime stealth strategy. But Anna grabs the rope and starts pulling him back up with full force. Bro, she moves like a final boss when Blue Snow is involved. Loudly crying face. So Okumur panics, lets go of the rope, and starts running away. And Anna chases him at maximum speed like she's training for the Olympics. Eventually Okumur swings away using another rope, reaches the rooftop, and thinks he's finally safe, but Anna literally breaks the door open and barges in. Now this girl is terrifying. Skull forget student council president, she's basically Batman. She's just about to catch Okumur when suddenly Kaju calls Anna and says, Blue Snow is actually on the building across from you. And this whole thing was apparently part of Kaju's real plan all along. While everyone was distracted, she secretly collected urine samples from the boys and escaped. Bro, what kind of mission was this? Loudly crying face. This anime casually switches from terrorism to biology experiments every 5 minutes. Then later, Anna asks everyone about the hidden meaning behind Blue Snow's latest letter. And Reiki Gariki asks Okumur if he understands the clue. Okumur is just about to answer, but Anna suddenly says they still haven't solved the previous letter either. Bro got saved by pure luck again. Then in the next scene, Anna finds another mysterious letter inside her locker room. And this one seriously disturbs her. Meanwhile at school, a tiny girl named Otome Satome receives an award for creating a beautiful piece of art. And when Okumur sees her, he's basically like, bro, she's so small. Satome looks like she should be in elementary school carrying crayons, not participating in terrorist side plots. Anyway, the moment she receives the certificate, she tears it apart in front of everybody. Absolute menace behavior. Then she calmly says, I'm not worthy of this award yet, and just leaves. The entire room is left standing there like NPCs after a cutscene. Afterward, everyone starts cleaning up, but Anna looks really distracted and worried. Okumur notices this and wants to ask Kaju about it, but Reiki immediately starts staring at him suspiciously. Bro watches Okumur like he's under FBI investigation. Then in class, Okumur starts feeling guilty, thinking Anna is stressed because of all the Blue Snow attacks. But before he can think peacefully for even 2 seconds, Fuwa Hyoka pops out from under the desk again. Why is she always under there? Loudly crying face. This girl moves like a horror movie creature. And naturally, she immediately starts mentally damaging Okumur again with weird questions. But suddenly, Satome appears out of nowhere, chains Okumur up, drags him into a room, and tells him to become her pet. Bro, this anime has completely lost its skull. And then she threatens to expose him publicly because she personally saw him during one of Blue Snow's attacks. So now Okumur is trapped. Then Satome picks up a candle stand, and right at that moment, Kaju walks in. She sees the scene completely out of context and instantly assumes something very wrong is happening. And then she just runs away screaming internally. Honestly, she misunderstood way too much. Loudly crying face. Now here's the important part. Kaju and Satome are basically rivals because Satome keeps getting in the way of Kaju's love. Yeah, this This anime has somehow added romance wars into the terrorism storyline, so Satomu wants Okumura to help her instead. Then she literally climbs on top of Okumura, and right at that exact moment, Reiki walks in and catches them red-handed. Bro, the timing is insane. Loudly crying face. Reiki immediately picks Satomu up and carries her away like an angry gorilla babysitter. But before leaving, Satomu tells Okumura they'll continue the conversation tomorrow. Yeah, poor guy is never escaping this chaos. Then later at the restaurant, Kaju somehow already knows about everything between Satomu and Okumura. How? I genuinely have no idea. This girl probably has spy satellites. A waiter then brings food to Okumura on Kaju's behalf, and Kaju explains that Satomu actually isn't that dangerous. In fact, Kaju personally caught her drawing suspiciously dirty art before, so according to Kaju, Satomu might actually be perfect for joining their organization. And helping Satomu could also bring Okumura closer to Anna, because according to Kaju, every time Okumura sees Anna, something activates inside him, and Okumura instantly denies it. Bro says, I don't look at Anna that way. Kaju then asks, then how do you look at her? And Okumura responds, I don't look at her in any weird way at all. Anna is just a pure-hearted girl. I only joined the council because I admire her. And honestly, for once bro sounds genuinely sincere. But Kaju then drops her philosophy speech. She explains that physical attraction isn't something evil. According to her, it's simply a way for people to express love and grow closer to each other. It creates bonds between people. So in her eyes, dirty thoughts aren't bad at all. And surprisingly, that's probably the deepest conversation this insane anime has had so far. Then Kaju finally explains why Anna Nishikinomiya has been acting so stressed lately. Apparently, someone has been stalking Anna for the past week. Not only that, the stalker has also been sending her tons of creepy letters and photos. And hearing this instantly makes Okumura worried. But Kaju confidently says, relax, I'm by her side. I won't let anything happen to her. And Okumura is genuinely surprised. Bro really thought Kaju was only pretending to be Anna's best friend this whole time. But nope, beneath all the chaos and terrorist activities, she actually does care about Anna a lot. Honestly, kinda wholesome. Then Kaju tells Okumura to deal with Satomu. So in the next scene, Satomu calls Okumura to meet her and asks for help with her romantic life, which already sounds dangerous. So Okumura asks, wait, who do you even like? And Satomu replies, let's say our crushes' names together at the same time. Elementary school confession strategy unlocked. So both of them get ready to reveal their crush, but right before Okumura speaks, his phone suddenly gets a message notification. And Satomu instantly blurts out, Anna. Bro got exposed before the round even started, loudly crying face. Meanwhile Okumura just stands there silently buffering like bad internet. So Satomu gets annoyed, and in panic Okumura randomly lies and says he likes Kaju instead. And somehow, Satomu becomes happy after hearing that. Yeah, this love triangle is becoming a geometry problem. But then Okumura says, look, I'm technically helping a terrorist who keeps bothering Anna. You really shouldn't team up with me. And Satomu casually replies, it's fine. Anna actually seems to enjoy chasing the terrorist anyway. Nahhh, loudly crying face. This girl basically turned terrorism into a school hobby. Then later, Anna is discussing serious matters with the council, but she suddenly drops a bottle because she's clearly exhausted and stressed. And seeing that makes Goriki furious. So naturally, his giant gorilla brain immediately suspects Okumura. Bro instantly thinks, yes, the stalker must be him. Meanwhile Anna immediately defends Okumura and says, Mr. Okumura would never do something like that. And hearing that probably added 10 years to Okumura's lifespan. Then on the rooftop, Kaju reveals another important detail. Apparently Reiki secretly likes Anna too, but he himself doesn't even realize it. Because ever since these strict laws were introduced, people have basically forgotten how love even works. Which is honestly both hilarious and kinda sad. And hearing that makes Okumura realize, wait, that explains why Satomu acts weird too. But the moment Kaju hears Satomu's name, her brain instantly activates detective mode. And suddenly she screams, oh my god, I get it now. According to Kaju, Satomu must be Anna's stalker. Because every time Kaju stays close to Anna, Satomu keeps glaring at her suspiciously. Bro really connected the dots like a crime documentary. But Okumura refuses to believe it. Still, Kaju immediately comes up with another insane plan. Their idea is to send someone on a fake date with Anna so the stalker will reveal themselves out of jealousy. And somehow, the someone ends up being Reiki. But Kaju immediately rejects the idea and says, bro, if that gorilla shows up, the stalker is never coming out. Violation, loudly crying face. Then in the next scene, Satomu is secretly trimming Okumura's hair. And before your brain goes somewhere weird, she's cutting his leg hair. Relax, degenerates skull. The reason is because Satomu plans to disguise Okumura as a girl and take him to the park. The plan is to save Anna from the stalker and win her heart in the process, which somehow makes sense by this anime's standards. So eventually they arrive at the park, and bro, Okumura actually looks surprisingly pretty dressed as a girl. Anime cross-dressing physics strike again. Half the audience probably forgot who the MC was for a second. But then something strange happens. The moment Satomu sees Anna, she completely zones out and starts sketching drawings of her. And Okumura notices the drawings. Honestly, they're really good. So he asks, if your art is this amazing, why are you hiding it? And then Satomu finally reveals the truth while crying. She says she could never find the perfect model for her drawings, but ever since she met Anna, she completely fell in love with her. And no matter how hard she tries, she can never perfectly capture Anna's beauty in her art. So drawing her is the only way Satomu knows how to express her feelings, and for once, the anime suddenly becomes weirdly emotional. Like bro, we went from B documentaries to tragic artist love stories. Then suddenly Reiki Gariki appears and tells Satomu to return to school immediately. But the second he notices girl disguised Okumur, he gets embarrassed. Bro was blushing for a second there, loudly crying face. Then his brain finally catches up and realizes, wait, that's Okumur. But before anyone can react further, the real stalker suddenly emerges from the bushes after seeing Anna and Kaju together, and he's about to attack Kaju. The stalker suddenly jumps out to attack I am Kaju, but Okumur instantly rushes in to protect her. And before the guy can even react, Kaju absolutely destroys him with a kick straight to the stomach. And then, they kiss. Yup, complete accident. Maximum anime timing. Both of them instantly freeze from embarrassment. Meanwhile the audience is screaming, BRO1 without even trying.